In a time not so long ago, one man rose from having little to becoming the man, owner of a vast oil empire just outside Frontier City. Once he had control of all the city's oil, he sealed the city's gates and shut the city down. During that time, war broke out between the citizens of the city and the corrupt city government trying to control its people. Many didn't survive the war, and those who did were growing hungry and desperate. When word came that the man who once doomed the city to destruction now offered a way of escape, people fled to a place that could bring them peace once more, a secret tunnel that would lead them to a tent city outside the walls. This is Oil Tycoon, the Exodus.
Welcome back in to Oil Tycoon, the Exodus. Since we were last here, we have put in some of these rental houses. After we dug that money out of the hole, the guys found some rocks with some shiny stuff on it. Kind of looked like this. So we're going to head down to the hole and start digging those rocks out and see what we can come up with. So let's get up here and get to digging. I know this ground has been really good with oil, but never found anything red like this. Let me get some scoops of this up here. There we go. Finally got the controls worked out again, somewhat. I'd like to have one of those fancy joysticks they've been showing around here lately, especially if you're doing logging. But I'm going to dig up some of this, and as you can tell, we really don't have much money for a new production. So we're going to have to go sell some of that iron ore from the mine. But I'll dig this, and then I'll grab the truck and we'll go get some iron ore. Well, there has been a number of things go wrong since the last episode. For one, Giants did an update. Of course, that always messes things up. So we lost the game for a little while. Then I went to load into it here recently, and the game save was gone. But thankfully, I had just backed it up after the Giants update to make sure I could save that. But there was just a little bit of work that I had to redo. All these rental houses up here on our right next to the hotel, those were all had to be redone. So I had already put those in. So we put those back in, and now we're good there. Looks like I need to fix that little low spot there. But so thankfully, we're back in the game. This is Frontier. So let me get through the wall, and we will go grab that iron ore. Can't believe it's actually raining here on Frontier. Very seldomly does it rain. As you know, most of it's desert outside the wall. Our water production we put in, it's actually produced a lot of water. And the production we're going to need to process these new stones we're getting outside the wall, those are going to need water also. So thankfully we have that. We got the stones for that. We've got water, and it needs diesel also to run. But until I get some more money, we need this iron ore to bring in some income. So let me load this thing up, and then we'll go find a place to sell it. There we go, 98,000, just shy of 100,000 liters. Let me run this, and we will probably sell this in the neighboring town. And with the money, we will put in that new production to be able to process those new stones. Let me try to get these back, and hopefully this don't get too muddy here on the hillside. I'd hate to fall right in the mine and dump all of our iron ore out. I always like this when we could actually use the iron ore and produce something with it. Now we have to sell it to the other towns and have them produce stuff with it, and then we end up buying stuff back to be able to build our housing and all. We still have some stones in our stone factory where we can start making some statues, sell those for some good profit. Here we go for these tracks. And we need to make another road to take a shortcut to get to the next town over, so I don't have to drive clear through our little community to get there. But I'll run up here and head to town. There we go, $302,000 to sell that. That's more than enough money for that new production. So we'll head back to the hole and scoop up the stones that we've already dug up and see if we can get that put in and start producing whatever it is on those rocks. Of course, I also need to get some water and some diesel for that as well. That's what we're going to be doing next. I think we'll probably put the new production in over by where our current stone factory is, just so we can keep everything close, because if we're starting to produce stuff with some value, we want to make sure that we have it secure. So let me get over here and get that pile of stones loaded up. I'm hoping this loader will go high enough to get in this truck. It will. It gets pretty close, but I mean, we do have a bigger loader we could use, you know, over by the railroad tracks. It'd probably just do this in one scoop. So let me go over and I'm going to grab it real quick. Here, this thing will do this in like one scoop. I could actually use it even to dig the ground, but it makes such a big hole. Let's see if I can get this. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, one scoop. Not even going to fill it. Try not to run over our little excavator there. Problem is, it's so big, it's hard to even get a good view on it. Inside the cab, I don't think you can really see anything. You can't see what you're doing. See if I can even get some with. Hey, I got it. It worked. I think I'd even hit any. There. Well, we get this dumped in the truck. You turn the terraform on this and just start digging everything of this wagon or this trailer full in no time. Well, of course, it takes forever to start backing up. Those giant cylinders try to steer it. Hopefully I can make sure I get it in right. There we go. There. All right. I'll park this thing and we will take this truck over and start that production. All right, here we are. It's called this gold and silver production. Precious metals and gems. So let me go ahead and try to spin this thing around. We're going to put it where we used to dig the stones out of the ground. There, that'll work. I'll eventually maybe make the roads look a little better. Let me get this dropped off, and then like I said, it needs some diesel. We'll grab some diesel, bring it in, and also some water. I think I have a couple tankers we could use. Not sure how many stones it'll hold. Hopefully it'll take it all. Yeah, it took it all easily. Didn't figure that'd be a problem. Let me park this to the side. We'll grab our other little, actually it's our big tanker, but it doesn't hold as much as our little straight truck does. Drop this off, lower landing gear. Come on, let go. And then we're going to grab this tanker and go get some water. Alright, let's see if I can figure out how to get some water in here. Maybe I'm not quite close enough. It's our first time taking water out of this. I'd like to... There it goes. We'll put, maybe 20,000 liters in. That should be enough to at least get started. Don't want to put more in than what it'll hold, because then I may need this tank to haul the diesel too. Let me get back and get this dropped in. Finally hit the unload trigger to drop the water, and then I'm just going to run this tank over and right over there and get the diesel, since it'll be close by, as long as it takes all this. Looks like it takes about half as much diesel as it does water, so we'll just grab 10,000 because we can actually make a good profit on diesel. So I'll run this over, and this production will actually make the third item. You got the gold and some silver, but you can also make that shiny ruby that we're finding on these rocks. So let me drop this diesel off and we can get it started. There we go. Okay, come up here. And there it is, gold and silver. Looks like they both make each item. So I think we'll might as well just turn on the gold production. Yeah, we'll turn them both on. Maybe it'll produce more that way. It's going to go through quite a few stones, though. So we're going to have to keep digging in that hole to keep pulling stones out, which is simple. We can always use that big loader if we need to, because it'll go quite a bit faster. Get this thing parked, and whoop, I shut it off to just going forward. But I'm going to come over here, and we're going to start making some statues while we're here. I have all these blocks to take out. So let me grab our little fifth wheel trailer and we can start hauling those blocks and then start making some statues. One thing I need to get a little better at is putting in driveways for all this. I'm not driving through the sand all the time. Let me get this to load up. There, finally got it. Keep forgetting it's Shift R to make it to load out. More to spawn in here. So we got a full load, and that must be a full load. All right, well, we'll take this over by where we put the hotel in, drop those off, and come back, and we should be able to sell the rest. So I was checking the price to see how much money I could get out of the stone blocks. The neighboring town will give us $1,200. It says our pipeline would give us $1,300. I'm pretty sure these stone blocks aren't going to work in our pipeline too well. But if the red that is on those stones is rubies, that is $58,000 per 1,000 liters the neighboring town will pay us. That is a lot of money. It's a lot more than gold. That's only going to pay us $8,200, and the silver is even less than that. Silver's not going to be bringing us much money, but if that's rubies, we're gonna make a lot of money on it. But I got this load of the stone blocks and some limestone also that this factory produced. So we're going to run this over to the neighboring town and sell it off. We have our new planter came in on the train. We're going to have to use it to plant some wheat in our field. So hopefully we can start getting make some flour and some bread, different products like that to feed the community. But let me get this over to the next town and sell this off. Then we will grab the tractor and start planting some wheat. Well, I was able to get a good trade on some seed. So let me bring this up here and we'll hop in the tractor and go pick up our new seeder. Our seeder doesn't do fertilizer, so we're going to have to do fertilizer probably with this big fertilizer spreader here. Or like half the time, I always forget to put fertilizer on anyhow. I hop in this tractor and drop our plow off and get over and get our seeder picked up. Here we are. Can I get on this thing without falling off the train? There we go. Perfect. Let me get back, get the seed thrown in this thing, and we'll start seeding that. And I'll seed it tonight, and then in the morning we'll get up and we will sell some of the oil barrels we have over at the refinery, and then we will see if we've produced any of that really expensive ruby. See you in the morning. Well, good morning to you. We were able to dig some more stones out of the ground last night. We're running low on our new production, so we dug that up, got the field all planted. The wheat is already up today, so I'm not sure how long it's going to take for us to be able to harvest the wheat, but I'm sure it's going to be a few more months. We're going to go down here and load out some barrels of oil. Let's get some more money in the bank. We didn't make, I think, maybe $8,000 last night on all of our rental properties. I mean, that's not the best for a month. Let me get in here and we will load this up, and we have all those stone blocks still we can sell. We haven't got all those out yet. This is our goal this morning, is to try to get some of this oil sold. Currently the best price for the motor oil is coming from the pipeline. We're going to run this to the pipeline and then come back, and we have several more barrels available. We're going to just sell it all. I thought about storing it, finding some storage factory to put it all in, because this isn't the best price to do it, but I think once we start producing some gold and rubies, I think we're going to do really good. Looks like we have a pallet of gold and a couple pallets of silver already over there. Let me go look at those real quick. I'm just looking forward to a red pallet. Make some really big money. I did notice that's actually over $60,000 now, so it's even more than it was yesterday. Let me sell this, and then we'll go back and we'll grab all the oil we have and end up selling it all. Why does it say I have gold? Somehow I must have picked up some gold while I was there. So I guess we are selling a little bit of gold in the pipeline. That makes perfect sense. All right, we got 56,000 out of that, and our little bit of gold, 1,400, which there wasn't very much. I'm not even sure how it grabbed any of it. But I'll go back and unload the rest, or not, I shouldn't say unload, but load up the rest of our motor oil. Well, I got kind of tired of hauling all this oil with the little flatbed, so I went with this trailer that most guys use, and we're going to see if I can get it to work for us. Hoping it'll hold a lot more. Once it started picking up the gas cans, it started to not give us near as much. I wasn't able to get near as much on the same truck. So I'm hoping by doing it this way, we can load more in. Let me get this opened up and see if all the same shortcut keys work. And they do. Good. Unless it can only hold a single row. You pull up and get the rest of it. Well, that did not give me any more. It actually maybe gave me a little less. I cannot get anything else loaded in. So that was not an improvement. I mean, I guess I did get a lot of the gas cans put on. But I think it could, double stack or at least put another row beside it. So, but I'll go sell this off and I guess keep coming back for more. Well, I did discover that if I come in here and I manually load one barrel first, and then I come in with a thing of gas cans, it will go side by side. There. I just got to do it manually. I can't have the machine loaded. So that gives me the most on the trailer I can get each time. I'll finish loading this up, and that should actually do it for this episode here on Frontier the Exodus. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to slap that like button. And until next time, have a blessed day, and bye-bye.
Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.